We got Notre Dame and Ohio State in the Natty on Monday. Notre Dame's last trip to the national championship game was a 42-14 loss to Alabama. Over the years, this Irish team has looked like they don't belong when they've been in the college football playoffs. However, things could be different this year. We're going to talk about it, but before we do, I got to tell you about a promotion we have available right now at WagerTalk.com. For a limited time, you can get a free day with a 3-day all-access pass at the regular price of $69. That means if you purchase a 3-day package, you will get one additional day absolutely free. This is available for any of the great handicappers at WagerTalk.com. That includes this guy right here. I'm still the number one big play handicapper at WagerTalk.com. Dating back to 2022. That's with my 4% and 5% plays in all sports. I'm also the number one NBA profit handicapper at WagerTalk with NBA in 2024. And off to a 4-2 start with NFL playoffs. And looking to finish strong with college football. As always, there's no purchase necessary. You're more than welcome to tune in just for the free picks. Let's get into it. Ohio State, an 8.5-point favorite. The total sits at 46.5. And I don't know anybody that wants to bet on Notre Dame in this game. Public money will be coming in on Ohio State. They've looked invincible in the playoffs so far. And the history in the national championship game in the playoff era, the average margin of victory in the final has been 20-plus points. We mentioned Notre Dame's history. They not only lost 42-14 to Alabama, they also lost 30-3 to Clemson in 2019. They lost 31-14 to Alabama in 2021. This Notre Dame team, however, it's been a different story. Their path to the final, they beat Indiana, they beat Georgia, they beat Penn State. This team has a defense. This team can play. In fact, when the line opened at 9.5, the look-ahead line for this matchup was 9.5. The rumor around town is sharp money hit Notre Dame pretty hard, driving that line down. It's still sitting at 8.5. I wouldn't doubt. I think the public's obviously lined up on Ohio State. And if anybody had the cojones to give out a free pick on Notre Dame, they're probably going to hear about it in the comments section. I might have to put that to the test. I said all the bad things you could say about Notre Dame. In addition to that, their checkered history, they have some injury concerns. There's no question that Ohio State has been playing the better football. There's no question they've got the superior talent. My problem with Ohio State is they're at an all-time high. I mean, they're sort of hit peak value here. They played 3 straight games where they've blown out their opponents. And you look at the game against Texas last week, okay, they win by 14 points. Well, Texas was going in to tie the game and force overtime in the final 2 minutes. And a strip sack fumble later, all of a sudden we got a 14-point Ohio State win in a game that really looked like it was going to overtime. So that game was a lot closer than it looked. And I think the last 3 games have made everybody forget about the fact that this team lost 13-10 at home to rivals Michigan in the final game of the regular season. That game was a must-win game. They were calling for Ryan Day's head. You can't call it a look. There's no excuse for losing that game. They just didn't come to play. The coaching staff had a poor game plan. Will Howard had a terrible game. And could that happen again? I mean, clearly it could. Do you want to bet on it? Well, that's a different story. I will say that Marcus Freeman has a 9-0 record against the spread in his last 9 games, given 7 or more days or 7+ days to prepare. I think Marcus Freeman is the better coach than Ryan Day. I think Ohio State's the better team, but I think there is an opportunity here for Notre Dame to maybe record an upset. And I think if you look at the models, the handicappers that I trust, when I look at their numbers, they have Ohio State as a 5.5, 6.5-point favorite. The line of 8.5 is a little bit inflated by recency bias. I don't think there's any value betting Ohio State at that line. It might not matter. As I said, the average margin of victory in national championship games is 20 plus points. I can't bet Ohio State, and that leaves me with one option, and that's a runner on Notre Dame on the money line. I'll take the plus 300. Ohio State's due for a bad game. I know I'm going to hear about it in the comments. I don't give a damn. I'm taking Notre Dame. If you like this video, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel. If you got anything to say to me, even if it's nasty, and I know some of the comments will be nasty, that's fine. Hit me up in the comments below. I'll get back to you as soon as I can.